they're using the sound of Charlie Kirk's execution as like a transition sound.
Okay.
And then you hear the gun, like you literally hear the sound that took his life.
And then they stop the camera and they change, and then they show their ugly acne-filled teen faces.
I wish they got him. People just need to stop missing.
They seem lovely. Hey guys, welcome back to Normal Gaze, where we take on insanity. I'm Brad Polumbo here with Clarkson Lawson.
What's up, guys? It's been a long time. We haven't posted in like 4 days.
It'll be like almost a week because of...
We made an episode with Blaire White and Amir Odom, very drunk, and the audio is not there.
It's like almost unusable. So
no, it's unusable.
Yeah. We tried hard.
Yeah, Brad edited. Well, Brad tried very hard.
You tried too.
I tried very hard to convince Brad that it was terrible because he was editing for so long that I think he thought it was better than it was.
Okay, but in fairness, your ears kind of get used to.
Yeah,
you can get used to hanging.
Yeah, we had no microphones, and it was bad. So we can't release it, and it's just going to be part of like the Normal Gaze lore.
The lost episode.
The lost episode, drunk episode with Blaire White.
But we are going to go over for the members. We're going to rehash the funniest moments from it and describe it. So do become a channel member if you haven't yet. But we're going to talk about something like low-Kirkianly kind of serious.
God, stop!
Okay, but it's relevant to this.
Okay.
We're going to talk about the Charlie Kirk memes going too far.
Oh, boo, boring. I just got back from vacation, and I'm like on a high. I just meditated, so I'm going to be all nice today.
Oh, vacation with whom?
With
or are we not releasing that information
We're not releasing that information yet. But I'll just say, the last boy I was talking to... irrelevant.
Yeah, well,
because this one,
something new and different.
This one picked me right out from a sea of profile pictures and said, I want to take you on a date. And it's been great ever since.
What app was it?
Grindr.
Wow. Sometimes true love can start on Grindr.
It can. Well, I wouldn't. It's not true love if he sees this.
Well, obviously.
Yet.
I was talking about myself.
Anyways. But I'm not going to be a chatterbox about this one because
sure.
I'm not going to.
Sure, Dan.
Anyways, what's going on with Charlie Kirk?
Okay, so the Charlie, you noticed this. We already discussed this off camera, but people started, and we're gonna insert one, but I'll probably remove the audio. So we'll like have our editor insert a sample of this, but we're gonna remove the audio, just put music under it or something. Row erupts over viral video using Charlie Kirk assassination audio for fashion transition. So gross, no empathy. A viral TikTok-style video featuring a fashion transition has sparked backlash after using audio linked to the assassination of... What in the ChatGPT article is this? It's not the audio linked. They are literally...
It is the audio of him being shot.
They are literally all across TikTok and social media. They're using the sound of Charlie Kirk's execution as like a transition sound.
Okay, so for our older viewers who aren't necessarily like savvy with creating TikToks, like a transition in a TikTok, especially if it's a fashion one, is like something like a quick sound happens and then you stop the camera and then you get into a new outfit. So it switches very quickly. So the sound they're using to transition into like their prom clothes.
A lot of it was prom. So these are like 16,
it's the gunshot sound. So it starts with Charlie Kirk saying,
counting or not counting gang violence. And then you hear the gun, like you literally hear the sound that took his life.
And then they stop the camera and they change, and then they show their ugly acne-filled teen faces. And they're like, I got this prom dress from JCPenney. Let me do it to Charlie Kirk's audio.
But it's just really extremely messed up because it's literally the sound of him dying.
And the thing is I love dark humor.
But there's
not really humor about this. Like, I don't really find it.
I'm okay with a joke about Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, like I make jokes about Charlie all the time.
Which is fine. And he, in
fact... George Floyd.
Yeah, completely. And Charlie Kirk himself was very open to being made fun of. When South Park roasted him, he responded actually in a pretty chill way about it and like welcomed it.
Right. Erica learned something. Sorry. Sorry, it's true.
Well, she did complain about her being put in whiteface.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, come on, bitch. Like, just relax.
I mean, I feel bad for her for other reasons. Not really for that.
But not for that.
Well, okay. Let's not sidetrack into Erica Kirk hour.
Yeah, because, I don't want to talk about her.
The real question, though, is like, the debate erupted over this like TikTok audio sound and everything. And a lot of people were using it to suggest that these young people essentially like want conservatives killed or like support the death. And that was not really my read on it. My read was more that they're totally desensitized. I want to read you the statement from Turning Point USA.
Okay.
Turning Point USA condemns in the strongest terms the TikTok audio trend that uses or references the assassination of our founder, Charlie Kirk, for entertainment. Charlie Kirk was the victim of a real act of political violence. Turning that into viral content is grotesque and dehumanizing. There's nothing harmless, funny, or acceptable about it. It reflects a culture that trivializes violence and reduces real human loss to a punchline. This has no place on TikTok or anywhere. This audio needs to be removed. What's your take on that? Because I basically agree. I mean, on the terms of service of any social media platform, they would never allow the video of it to be shared except for Twitter. But like you couldn't post the video on TikTok or X. So why are they allowing the audio of someone dying?
Brad thinks that Brigitte Macron has a penis, and I don't think that you actually think that.
Okay, I'm not saying that Brigitte Macron does have a penis, like Candace Owens says. I'm just saying that if she did, I wouldn't be totally shocked. I don't think, however, that Brigitte Macron is going to succeed in her defamation lawsuit against Candace Owens, the podcaster, and everything, because Delulu is kind of a defense to defamation. But according to our channel partners at Kalshi, the vast majority of people disagree. The question is, Brigitte Macron wins a defamation lawsuit against Candace Owens before 2028. And they say there's a 62.5% chance of a yes on that question, which I find to be quite high. But hey, that's where you can go to predict future outcomes and trade on the future of outcomes of events. Well, that was quite the sentence. Kalshi is the first CFTC regulated exchange dedicated to exactly that. And if you too have strong feelings about Brigitte's penis, you can get in on the action, and you can get 20. What a sentence again. You can get $20 free when you place a $20 prediction today. Check it out at the link in the description or use promo code BRADP. Now back to today's show.
I'm conflicted on this because I really don't believe any political group, like anytime they try to like grandstand their morality on any issue, you can always find some form of like hypocrisy, specifically with Turning Point or just with like the right in general, like making fun of people dying and not really caring about political violence, like Paul Pelosi or George Floyd. Like the memes about him are insane.
Right.
So I just, sure, like I agree with Turning Point, right? Like this shouldn't be done. But I think people just kind of look at politics now as like a video game. It's like a character died to them, especially young people.
And that's
it's
where
really
I go.
sad. Yeah,
that's where I'm going with this. Is that I don't believe that that most of these young people are doing this because they're happy Charlie Kirk's dead, because they want conservatives murdered, because they're crazed leftist. I think a lot of them have just been so inundated with the memes and AI slop about his death. And then they have been so totally desensitized through like constant news bombardment about death and suffering and dying, gun violence,
at some point
shooting
you
drills.
Can't afford to care as a human about everything.
The people that post this, I don't think they realized the severity of what they were doing. Most of them. I don't think they're evil and they did it to celebrate murder. I think they didn't think about it that deeply, and it was just a trend they hopped on. And because they're so desensitized, they didn't realize how like effing grotesque it is.
Yeah.
From an outsider's perspective.
If you live on social media, your sense of empathy will be destroyed.
And you'll just become desensitized.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of these young people are desensitized. Totally.
Yeah. And I'm even seeing like different political commentators be like, oh, it's just humor. I thought the right didn't or liked dark humor. And it's like the redistricting thing. Like at some point, somebody has to say, hey guys, like I know it's a tit for tat who started what, but like at some point, somebody's got to give and do the right thing here.
It's also like not humor. You know what I mean?
No, it's not. It's not funny.
If a comedian wants to make an edgy joke about Charlie Kirk's death,
what was my joke about George Floyd and the pregnant women? I don't remember, but that was a good joke.
I don't remember it either, but I bet it was.
Never mind.
But you get what I'm saying. It's like but just extreme stuff for its own sake is not humor, and that's like a shield people use.
It's rage bait virality,
right? It's not a joke. There's no humor to it. But anyway, it has now been removed. So
the audio
has been removed from TikTok mostly.
Oh,
yeah. So the Turning Point says, update, we've been informed that all known audio and videos have been removed. We thank TikTok for its prompt action. There's the Mediaite headline. TikTok pulls all known viral outfit videos using Charlie Kirk assassination gunshot audio. Here's from that article. A TikTok rep told Fox News Digital the material breached its policies and had confirmed it was acting towards removing the content. This does violate our policies. The audio does, and of course the video. We've taken steps to remove them and any kinds of reposting or other content using that audio. We don't allow anything that glorifies violence or anything like that. Fact check, not true. Maybe in theory, they definitely allow a lot of stuff that glorifies violence in practice. So we would take that down, which we are. And they say they're going to continue doing so. I want to show you like two genders of unhinged Twitter opinions about this. But first, do you have any thoughts about it being taken down?
No, I think it violates TikTok's guidelines.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't expect TikTok to be on it that quickly until like there's so much stuff that's happening on TikTok.
Yes and no. Like they probably should have picked up on this.
Yeah, but they have to balance a
viral.
line, because if they overly like restrict what you can post on there, then people claim that it's censorship, and then when they don't do it, things like this get through the cracks, and then it's like, I mean, there's a lot of pressure on social media companies.
I agree. They have a very difficult job. Like, like for example, YouTube, like some crazy statistic, I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's like 1 billion hours of content a day or some crazy statistic they're supposed to vet.
Yeah.
Like,
and algorithms don't do a very good job at vetting things. Like one of my comments on TikTok got taken down and for like bullying, and it was nothing of the sort.
Well, we had an issue where we started posting on TikTok for normal gays, and we posted a clip of us reacting to Nick Fuentes and like making fun of him.
Wait, the Nick Fuentes video got taken down?
Struck. And apparently they have a policy where you're not even allowed to post clips of him in any context under their hateful organization.
It got us a strike.
And now I think it's hurting the account, because now I posted 2 fire edits of mostly you. And they're like getting like 100 views. So
I reposted one of them,
and it still didn't work. So thanks, Nick Fuentes.
Yeah.
Not only are you a repressed bottom, you got us a TikTok strike.
That's annoying. Okay.
I know, but it's fine. TikTok it's just, I mean, I only even set it up to just push our content out there a little more, but I will never, based on after the terrible experiences I've had with it, I don't incorporate TikTok in terms of revenue or any sort of business model at all.
I feel like that about Instagram.
Oh, really? I've never had any issues with Instagram.
I just have issues with engagement.
What do you mean?
Like,
I feel like your videos do well.
Not on Instagram.
Really?
Well, I take down the ones that don't do well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, you posted a TikTok about this Charlie Kirk thing and took it out.
I deleted it because it didn't perform well. I'm very self-conscious.
I know.
And insecure. But my new man makes me feel good about myself.
Oh, that's good. That's what they always say, that your sense of self-worth and esteem should always be rooted in a potential new romantic relationship.
It absolutely should.
No,
my glass is half full, and it's going to be filled by
Muslim dick.
Arabic man.
Oh, and I did say, can we talk about the OF thing?
No.
Okay. All right. We'll come back to that.
That's me setting boundaries.
Yeah, fine. So I want to read you this tweet from conservative Joel Berry. He said of this TikTok trend, it's like watching those videos of Islamic 6-year-olds bragging about how they'll behead and stab infidels. These kids will grow up and become legislators and judges. They'll reward evil, punish good, and cheer for your death. We have a serious problem. I don't know about you, but I think that's like a totally inaccurate, incorrect read of at least most of these kids.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily true. I understand his train of thought, like being desensitized to people you ideologically disagree with, which is
He's suggesting they're more than desensitized.
Well, I'm saying that's how it starts. Like even in religion, if you think that you're like, the way you can kill somebody is to desensitize yourself to their humanity
and exactly dehumanize them.
Dehumanize them. So I mean, I get what he's saying, but like, I don't know.
Might be reaching a little bit. A lot of these are just dumb 16-year-olds.
I don't know if it's that serious, but like, yeah, they're just online. And
They're
I keep going back to the video game example. Like everything that's happening in the news to them is literally like playing a video game.
Yeah.
And
that's like in Roblox, what were they doing on Roblox? They were like recreating.
They have like the characters they had George Floyd and Charlie Kirk.
Well, that's 2K as well, the video game that I play.
About.
But on Roblox, I think they do like all sorts of messed up stuff. I'm not even going to say.
I don't know. But one thing that always shocks me is like, why are we pretending like humans haven't always been like murderous, bloodthirsty people to who they disagree with? Like we used to watch people duel and pay tickets to go watch people kill each other. Like this isn't something new that's happened.
Tickets to duels?
Yeah.
I thought people just did that as like a matter of honor. I didn't realize it
I
was
don't
like
know. I'm
commerce.
assuming they sold tickets. How do you upkeep the Coliseum?
Oh, well, you mean like, I thought you meant like early American duels.
No, I'm
oh,
saying
you're talking
like
about Rome.
throughout
Okay.
history,
Yeah,
humans
of
have killed
course.
each other for sport and watched their enemies get murdered and found glee in it. This isn't something that's new. I think that we like to believe we have surpassed this form of humanity, but I don't know. I think it sits in us all the time.
Well, civilization is actually remarkably fragile, and people would. There's a book series I really like, 1 Second After, and it talks about. It's written by like a former like national security guy, but it's fiction writing. But he knows about this stuff, and it's written. It's a fictional book about what would happen if an EMP was set off over the United States, which would destroy all the electrical grid and all electric equipment of every kind.
I would go, oh my God, if I couldn't get dopamine hits from getting
You would have bigger
attention,
problems than that.
I'd rather starve to death. Honestly, I would feed myself to
Well,
the
basically
rats
everyone
and then
would.
get the virus that is transmitted through rat poop on that cruise. I would go there. What's it called? Hantavirus. I would go there and I would eat a rat's to get the hantavirus, and I would
That's the way to
sit
go
there
out.
and I would die because if I had
I'm
no
putting that
social
in
media,
the next Clarkson No Context compilation.
my life would have no purpose without you guys telling me how much you hate me or love me. So give me hantavirus if their EMP goes off.
Anyway, back to my serious
Actually, you know what
point.
I would do? I'm not done.
Oh God.
I would find a way to hack the
just be here.
radio waves, because if I can't be seen, even though it'll be very hard for me not to be seen, I will be on your satellite radios somehow, some way, shape, or form. Maybe you know what I'll do? I'll hijack a plane and then I'll somehow tune the the plane's frequency thing to the radio that everybody's getting their emergency broadcast on, and I'll do like a 30-minute podcast to cheer everybody's spirits up, talk some about Lily Tino, and then and then I'll go back to hanging with my rats.
We should have like a Lily Tino counter where every time Lily Tino is mentioned,
we give her
no, like the number goes up behind us.
Oh my God.
And it's just running.
I forgot to get my
your cardboard cutout of Lily
Did
Tino?
I tell you I had that?
Of yourself?
Of myself.
It's here?
It's down in the package room.
Oh, of course you didn't go get your package. Shocked. This is me shocked.
I've got some packages.
And stunned. He's been too busy getting other packages and yelling, Allahu Akbar.
Oh, stop it. That is disrespectful to his religion.
Bitch, you say much more disrespectful things to all religion than that.
No, I know.
Anyway, more on this. So people are tweeting, you already mentioned this, like comedy is legal now, snowflake. That misses the point to me. That's not really it. But then other people are doing this. And this, I think, is kind of psycho as well. Can anyone identify these three young women? They should be on every American's no hire list. And then somebody, I'm going to actually have to, our editor's going to have to blur over their names. But somebody said, I wonder what their parents do for a living. And they shared the information. Someone needs to find out where they're going to college. Their names, left to right, and bleep this, are and they all go to school. Their Instagram accounts are, and then puts the at and the at and the at. And I just bleeped all the identifying information there. You have psychos on Twitter tracking down these 16-year-old women, or girls, really.
Oh, they're 16?
They're 16 or 17. They're going to prom. And they are trying to find their parents' work.
I'm not going to be mean to them. I don't believe
they're trying to cancel them from going to college. How does that help anything? Do you really? To me, that's cancellation. You're trying to cancel these people. They made a mistake. They did something stupid. They should take it down. They should apologize. Their parents should handle it and teach them a lesson. But it's not on psychos on Twitter to try to destroy their parents' jobs.
Yeah, I've done a lot of up things on the internet as of like last week. So I can't be on board with canceling someone for that they've said. I don't know, especially a minor.
Right. It's like,
I mean, I was saying the N-word left and right all over Twitter when I was a minor. I was like,
really?
yo, what's up?
Really?
Yeah, of course I was. All my friends were saying it. I don't give a like, I was in 6th grade? All of my friends were like,
it's so funny. They literally destroyed people. Like, it's now we're in this post era, like post cancel era, where they still do it to little people like this, which is why I actually think is exponentially worse. Like just randos.
Yeah.
They try to cancel and it sometimes works, but big people can do anything and get away with it now.
Well, that's because they already have their core audience to save them. And if they're making money off of that.
Tell me how James Charles and Chris Brown are just like still doing their
Chris
thing.
Brown pisses me the off because these female artists
make it about Katy Perry.
I was just gonna say that.
I'm
because
leaving.
They get canceled over everything, but Chris Brown is over here like doing punching bitches in the face, and then God forbid Katy Perry shows some cooch in a club.
That's
sexual assault.
The one. Wait, I sent you that video about somebody saying Katy. Our friend saying Katy Perry is a predator.
Who said that?
Bleep the name.
Oh, don't get. Yeah,
I love her, but I knew that.
Predator. A predator for showing some cooch in a club on accident. She didn't even actually do that.
Who among us hasn't shown some cooch in a club on accident?
Like, come on. I mean, especially when you're rich, like you have the VIP
What? Okay,
section.
I'm sorry. That does not entitle you to extra cooch flashing.
You can't be like showing cooch in the middle of the club. But if you've got your own section and like you're wearing a skirt and like I don't know, you get up on it and you forgot to wear underwear or something.
You know, I was gonna say.
Not that I wear skirts.
The Chris Brown thing is like
just in my house.
The only defense of Chappell Roan I've ever heard that actually makes a good point. That Chappell Roan, we've roasted this girl for all sorts of stuff, and she does suck. But the fact
that I kind of regret roasting her because I don't even know if I fully formed my opinion on it before I just like went ham on her. But anyways.
Didn't we record a video and then not air it because it turned out to not be true?
It turned out to not be true. And
that's on responsible journalism.
And then that's when I realized, oh, wow, you really just talk out of your ass.
We filmed a video about the Chappell Roan security guard situation. And then
we were dead ass wrong about everything.
But we kind of did the responsible thing, which was not publish the video.
Thank God.
Well,
that
pretty low
new
stakes.
information came out the next day.
But all I'm saying is, like, Chappell Roan sucks, and I think she's awful, and her personality is terrible. But she gets micro-analyzed for every little thing. But yet, like, Chris Brown's selling out concert destinations. Sorry, what?
Oh, I don't want to show the logo.
Yeah, Starbucks is going to sponsor us. Yeah, sure.
Well, I know that some people don't want to support Starbucks.
Oh no, that's so the boycott Starbucks people are actually so stupid.
Are they?
There's literally nothing to that. There's no reason.
Is Starbucks not like a huge like Zionist organization?
No, that's totally fake.
Really?
That's 100% made up. Oh. Starbucks doesn't even have stores in Israel.
Oh.
That is a TikTok brain rot thing.
Well, this muffin is really good. So.
Anyway, back to me. This is a semi-unrelated compilation video that I want us to react to. That is like, it's just Gen Zers being unhinged about political violence. So it's sort of relevant.
I just had perfume on my fingers and I licked them.
Ew.
And it tastes kind of good.
Well, you do eat chalk, so.
Oh, I forgot to get that again today.
Well, I'm sorry. There's no you forgot to get it. It's not happening. You can bring it and I'll just look at it. Smelling your fingers? Yeah, that smell. That's from the weekend.
No, it's girl. Shut up. I had a nice romantic weekend. It was not all about sex.
We were literally texting, and you were like, "Sorry, I'll text you back in 30 minutes. It's getting hot."
Brad,
I am
on a new chapter in my life. I'm being tamed. I found a nice man.
Tamed. He said he's being tamed.
Tamed. I found a nice man.
What are you? Wild beast?
Yes, who treats me very well, pulling out all the stops. I feel very secure with him.
Good.
I don't think it's appropriate to talk about our sex life on camera. I'm just kidding. I'm going to talk about it.
I was going to say, what? What have you done with Clarkson?
But the thing is like, I don't know. I've always said that if I find the right person, like I'll calm down, but I've just been enjoying being single.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
But you would still have to be funny and chaotic and do stupid.
I know I have a character to keep up with.
Yeah. All right, let's watch this video.
I wish they got him. People just need to stop missing.
There was an assassination attempt on President Trump. Did you hear?
Yeah, we saw that.
I did, yes.
Yeah. What's your initial thoughts?
I wish they got him. People just need to stop missing.
Why'd he miss?
Yeah. He needs to be taken out, like, immediately.
When you do things that the people don't agree with, they tend to fight back.
Karma's real. You know what I'm saying?
It's happening to a lot of Americans. Those people in power know how it feels now.
You know, I feel it's like not true. It's like a manipulation.
By who?
The government.
I can understand what you're saying, but the shooter, his manifesto came out. He was a radical left-wing Democrat. He wrote that he wanted to kill the president, his administration, and as many people in that room as possible. You think that's from the government?
I don't know.
I did read the manifesto, and it seemed like that person was obviously making a decision that he felt really aligned with his values. He was intent on killing the president. I hope that he gets peace and the people who feel affected by the president get peace.
Do you think political violence is ever justified?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yes.
To a point, I would say.
I do think that it can be necessary, and people shouldn't be surprised when it does happen.
I don't want to make any statements on this because I'm 19 years old and I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'll regret what I say.
Give us specifics. In what situations do you think political violence is justified?
If we're going to let an administration take down the American people and other people in other countries, I do think that political violence is probably justified.
Very much depends, because if you're oppressed, the violence is like a daily thing you have to deal with.
They seem lovely.
I have a hard time with, because in theory, I do think political violence can be justified.
The question needs to be in a democratic society.
In America right now, given the circumstance,
Obviously, there are some scenarios.
is political violence justified? And the answer is no.
Exactly. But when you leave it so open-ended, it does leave wiggle room. So you're against the American Revolution? No, because there was a freaking tyrannical king. Like,
right. And sometimes, even you could make the argument that war is political violence. You know what I mean? Like, it is. It's violence that is induced, that is, from politics. It may be like inside your country, political violence could be a little different. But I do think that violence, a lot of times, when it's this coordinated and systemic, it is political. So
sure, but it's not what we mean by political violence.
No, it's not what they mean. And I've seen a lot of right-wing commentators use this question and that type of answer as a way to frame Gen Z as like super radical. But I do think those people are radical.
Well, and also like I don't like these kinds of man on the street videos, though I do react to them for the content, in the sense that they need to be supported by polling, because you could make a compilation to depict the generation as holding a belief that is not widespread, but this isn't one of those cases, because there's actually ample polling that younger, more liberal Americans are much more likely to support political violence. That's not just a cherry-picked thing. So, these people...
Well, they're convinced that they're living in like the hardest of times where political violence is necessary, because they're so privileged that they don't realize.
What was some of them? Marginalized people experience violence daily.
Every day.
Well, according to them, we're marginalized people.
The only violence you're experiencing is your dry ass scalp flaking with your greasy hair, because for some reason your scalp is dry but your hair's greasy.
Make it make sense.
I don't know. Is that possible? You're a doctor. Is it possible to have a dry scalp and greasy hair? Is that normal? I was trying to like be mean, but it didn't make sense.
And like dandruffy and oily.
Dandruff. That's what I meant. You've got a dandruffy scalp, and it's oily. Wait, I don't know what I'm saying.
I just think the kids are not, in fact, all right, and that we're just encountering the average Hassan stream viewer. And like when you look at the polling on Luigi Mangione and all this stuff, we're heading somewhere ugly, I think.
Well, I don't know. I think that edgelord culture is kind of like just a thing now. So like if people see a camera, they're going to say the most wild thing that they can because they think it's funny.
I did appreciate that one girl being like, I'm not going to comment because I'm 19 and I don't want to get in trouble. So what is it that you think that's going to get you in trouble, but also better to say nothing?
I just think we spend so much time on social media that people are now incorporating the whole like rage bait personality
into real life.
But I don't know yet if that's like, I can't confidently say that's going to translate into something really dark. Or if it's just like...
I think it will, because only a tiny percentage of them have to take it too seriously. Yeah. 100 million people become infected with an attitude. You only need 0.0001% to actually do it.
Yeah.
Right?
That's valid.
And then crazy happens. So I don't know. We'll see. But you guys will have to let us know what you think in the comments below about all the Charlie Kirk stuff and all the more serious stuff in this video. But... thanks for tuning in. Make sure you're subscribed if you aren't yet. And do consider remind them why they should become a channel member. Oh my God, he already forgot. We said it like...
I don't remember. I'm struggling this episode. I can't pay attention.
You should become a channel member.
I just got back from vacation.
To support special needs adults like Clarkson Lawson.
Wait. Oh, I was like, did we react to special needs adults?
Oh, no! We're not doing it.
Wait, yes, we did.
Oh, we did Valentina Gomez.
Yeah,
Does she
did.
count?
I was going to say, we talked about people with Down syndrome, but only positively.
Well, you convinced me she can't have Down syndrome because she's evil.
That's what I need to talk about.
Wait, what
Everybody
happened?
freaked out over my bit about disabled people.
Oh, you ate.
Okay, first of all,
Oh God, I thought we were wrapping this episode up. I guess it's just getting going.
Disabled people, listen, I know that people
Remind them what the bit was.
Okay, so we were what were we talking about? Oh, Tyler Catastrophe.
Yes, the TikToker.
His bio was like maker of things and doer of stuff, and
he had the handicap symbol
saying he's disabled. So I jokingly said, like, disabled people aren't really known for being doers of stuff.
You said they're not known for that.
They're not known for that.
Which is true.
Which is, it's objectively true, because if disabled people were known for being major contributors to society, we wouldn't have disability.
But obviously, your point wasn't that
disabled people
ever
can't
contribute or
many
can't
disabled.
have skills.
Most disabled people.
That's what I said in response
are
to you, and
very,
you were like, "Yes,
yes, obviously it's a bit, but these."
It was funny. It was funny.
It was funny, and you guys, I'm sorry, I didn't realize how many of our viewers were disabled.
Oh my God,
let me issue my public apology.
Oh God, that's your camera.
I am so sorry for insulting my disabled viewers who really just have leg pain every once in a while and call it chronic illness. And I said that they didn't contribute to. Let me do it again. I'm being mean. I'm so sorry to our disabled viewers for making a joke that hit too close to home that you could not understand. I will be milquetoast, dry, and boring from here on out whenever I crack a joke. Was that good?
No. I do think we should do you know how in South Park they have that?
My mom's disabled too, but people are like, you've never experienced disability. My mom's got schizophrenia,
also
arthritis.
Are you acting
lupus.
like this is he is not?
Oh, also, I mean, I do have ADHD, but I don't consider that a disability.
I consider you disabled.
You think?
Oh, I mean,
like to get a check.
No, in the sense that
when I was thinking of disabled people, I'm thinking of like my mom's fingers being to the side when she can barely pick things up because of her arthritis. I'm not thinking of like I have chronic illness that causes me pain every day.
But also, it was a bit, and you were joking because the point is that disabled people are specifically known for the fact they lack a certain ability. Yes. So then to put your bio as doer of things is a bit funny.
It's
but
funny.
It wasn't serious commentary suggesting disabled people don't contribute to society.
Obviously,
they do.
You guys do.
It does trigger me a little bit when people laugh at all the jokes and tell us the one thing about them, and then we get the 10-paragraph comment that said, as a longtime Normal Gaze fan who happens to be paraplegic, I was deeply offended
by this. I'm like,
I know, we love you all.
You should not be deeply offended by anything.
We don't actually hate you.
No, I don't mind the non-binaries that can take a joke. Like their identity is a joke.
That one follower.
I mean, their whole identity is a joke, so they should be able to take one. That was a good one.
That's how
I'm hitting my stride. We just needed to get warmed up.
That's how I'll know if Clarkson is ever lost. Like if
I start to believe non-binary.
That's when we'll have to end the show because you'll have gone too far left.
I don't think I'm going to go too far left.
A lot of different opinions, but that's where I draw the line.
No, I think that I'm going to have a
wing reawakening,
a trad wife era.
Oh my God! But you can't keep baiting me to not bring up the thing I'm not supposed to talk about.
No, we can't talk about that yet. Because as a trad wife, I don't disrespect my potential partner publicly because that's not very trad wife of me. I just make a sandwich.
It's been less than 2 weeks.
It has been. I'm joking, you guys. It's not that serious. But, I don't know. I feel like...
It'd be funny if by the time this comes out tomorrow, it's over.
It might be. It honestly might be. I wouldn't be surprised because I get so delusional. And I will change my whole belief system for a man. I will change. I'll change. I won't change my name, but I will.
Oh, really? I'm going to change my name.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But I'm going to keep a public stage name as Brad Polumbo, but I'll change my actual.
Oh my gosh, you heard it here first. Brad is a bottom. No, I ain't changing my name. I love my name.
Yeah.
My name is everything. It's my brand.
It is a porn star name.
What? Clarkson Pollard Lawson?
No, not the middle name. Just Clarkson Lawson is very porn starry. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's fancy. It's
it's giving. It's giving Helix Studios.
Clarkson Lawson.
Yeah.
I feel like Clark with an E is giving. That's giving. But Clarkson is like. Who's calling me? Oh. Anyways, we should probably end this episode.
Yes, guys. Do become a channel member. We're going to recap our drunk episode with Blaire White and Amir Odom that we're never airing.
Never airing.
But we will spill some tea about it, but only for the members. So do become a channel member if you haven't yet. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back with more real soon.